LaBeouf. Just do it.
Like, do it.
Say that again.
The Shia LaBeouf just do it thing, you know? How he just yells,
Do it. I don't know if he's.
yeah.
I don't know if he's. It's a little satirical, I imagine. But
might be
like,
trolling
I
a little
watched
bit.
that video and I'm like, he's like, make your dreams come true, and it's like,
You know, yeah, and
you're right. I get
that's
goosebumps
like,
from that video.
that's my mentality though, like 110%. I don't like go off on that tangent very often because I don't want to offend people or anything like that, but
We're
the
so
truth
worried about being
I know.
correct. We can't
Okay.
like talk about the truth.
The truth
like,
is
that
like
we're gonna depart this. We're not living forever, right?
no, we're
Yeah.
not. No.
Like, so should we all be just anesthetized and act like really it's all about security? Like, what's secure about
No.
life? You come in and then you die.
Right.
Yeah.
You finally get that job and then a bus clips you on the side of the road. Like
Come here
Like-
for more inspiration.
yeah. At least you don't have to die with regrets.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think I don't know.
I tell, but it's like, I think that's going to be kind of our next shift is as we do conversations like this, I feel compelled to motivate people to do it. And our friend, he's
do
a
too.
chef, he's amazing. And he wants to start his own chef thing, right? And he showed me financials. He showed me, he's like, if I just got 10 customers, I'd make more money for my business, myself, than my job. And I said, what are you doing?
What are
Quit
you
your
waiting for?
job.
Yeah,
I can
just
get,
go.
I will get you 10 people to pay for this. Like, but it's so hard.
After the just do it, because right, like I think a lot of us in the world see people saying just do it. What's the next most important piece of advice or thing you tell that person that's going back and forth, maybe doesn't feel like they're living their dream or being true to their passion, or maybe they're doing it, but man, it didn't take off like a rocket ship for like
Yeah.
yours has, right? Like,
Yeah.
what's the next piece of advice?
Is so this is actually, I'm so happy you asked that. Terrence and I, we have been in 12 collective bands. All of them failed. All of them
All of
sucked.
them sucked.
Yeah. So, and it's like,
No judgment here,
No,
though.
no,
Judgment-free zone.
and what I heard a really good quote is the bands that succeed are the ones that don't break up. And it's true. All the bands that we know that we played with at the terrible little venue for no one. I've played in New York City for 2 people before, and
We call that a house band, a house
Yeah.
party.
I
And-
think I'm sorry, keep going.
the point is, the bands that haven't broken up, I'll go on Instagram or Twitter and Facebook and see that they're in Tokyo playing shows.
Oh yeah, I mean even my old bands, like one of my bands that I was in headlines Warped Tour every year. They're huge now, you know, big metal band.
They just persevered. So
yeah,
is
they
that
kept
what you're
going, they
saying?
kept going.
Persevere.
Well,
If
think-
it's
I-
not
I think
working
about it.
here, move to the right, move to the left.
Don't go back to that job you
Serpentine,
hate.
You know,
Just-
Steve
well,
Martin,
yeah.
serpentine.
Yeah.
Do
and
something
like a
else.
short, a short version, at least in my mind, is after you decide to just do it, right, and you're just gonna go for it. It's not an '80s fix 'em up montage, and then you're there.
Yeah.
Like it is.
Hashtag, it's not an
Right.
80s montage.
Like, it's not
this
that.
guy is so tweetable, man.
Yeah.
It's like,
I know.
right?
But it's true. Like I think that that's where people get discouraged. They think that it's gonna be like that, like the part that in the movies that you see, the '80s fix 'em up montage. They don't realize that was 6 months of building a house and redoing the
Or
whole thing.
6 years of a life.
Right, exactly.
The foundation to have the ability to do this you're
Yeah,
seeing
so-
today
right.
that makes me an overnight success.
So yeah, I mean, just do it, sure, but also accept the realities that come along with just doing it.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to quit at the first big hurdle, then you weren't ready to just do it anyways.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
I think it's a cool story, or scary story. There's been days where, I remember there was a day where our bank account literally went in the red. And we had, at that point, I don't know if anyone knows this, we had about 6 people to pay.
Yeah.
And Terrence and I remember one day we laid on the floor in the office, just staring at the ceiling like, this is it, dude.
Red
Yeah.
in the bank account, 6
We're just like-
employees, and
It's over.
And all we're thinking about is like their rent and groceries, and
It's
like
over.
just laying on the ground like we f***ed up, dude. Like, excuse my language, but like,
what have we done?
devastated, right?
And
Not only are we not going to be able to pay their phone bill,
I truly don't know. I don't know how we didn't go. I mean, we were kind of in panic mode. It was
I don't
we were
know.
like numb, and I think tooting our own horn a little bit. Most people would have quit that day.
oh yeah,
Most people would have went out and said, "Guys, maybe we should have, guys and gals, it's not looking too good. But we didn't, and you know what happened? We closed the deal, and by the time the paychecks needed to go out that Friday, we were fine, and we've been cruising since. And
But I think that people don't tell the truth, and
Yeah.
I'm so thankful for you telling like a really personal part of your life and that part. We don't hear about all the moments the bank account is red. We don't hear about the moments that we can't go to work and we have to take a month off from our own companies. And that's one of the things I'm trying to steward is a more real conversation about, let's stop giving just the montages and how cool this is and hip
right.
to make a life of meaning and purpose, because it takes some real perseverance, a lot of courage, and man, that means you are going to be scared, but you're going to keep moving toward and forward, and you're going to kind of be synced up. You know, you got your plumb line to what you find is fueling you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I think another thing to add on that is when you just do it, you have to really be passionate about what you're doing, because what I've seen, especially in like startup and starting your business, it's kind of cool, and we talk about this all the time. It was like being cool and being in a band, and the bands that just wanted to be in a band, they bombed because they don't have what it takes to deal with the bank account going red or deal with
Like the MySpace band boom. Every
Yeah.
kid with a microphone was in a band.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It
And
happened.
then you rise to the top. The people that can deal with, they care enough about whatever they're doing. So let's take Anthony again. He cares enough about his food that when he has no customers, he's not going to quit. Where most people who didn't, it's kind of a hobby, they're just quitting, you know. And that's when you'll decide, one, if you're ready to actually do your own thing
Yeah.
or not. Because
I think a really important message for that is, if you're looking for a passion just to look for a passion, stop. Stop.
Right.
Don't look for a passion. You already know what your passion is. Don't try to make it something just because Shia LaBeouf said do it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't try to make something up and be like,
When it's your
I'm-
purpose,
yeah.
you can't not do it.
Right.
Exactly.
That's the
Right?
point.
You can't
Yeah.
not do it.
That's
and when
perfect.
you find that thing, fall down
Yeah.
the whole like, you
Yeah.
know, Alice in Wonderland did.
That's
and
it.
You'll
Right.
figure it
Just
out.
go. Yeah. Just
You'll know, and then it won't be. Can you imagine if you were trying this hard at something you didn't really like to do, and then you're just in that trap we talked about?